Hey everyone. I am going to do I guess, give you a little information about my career profile. And the career profile I've chosen was I looked into therapy because I was really interested in maybe like youth counseling or like um, just kind of like family counseling. Mostly children is kind of what I was looking for. Um, so I found one in St. George, which is where I'm at right now, which is super awesome because I was really interested in that. And so I found a job in adolescent or youth therapy at Sequel Youth and Family Services in Red Rock Canyon Schools. So they have a part-time position opened up for therapy. And so I just did some research on that, and I thought that was really interesting. Um, so a little information about this is, so it would be a part-time job. It's not really a full-time job. But there are some times that they'll need you for the weekends and stuff. So it's an interesting schedule, I guess. So it's a school where kids can go who have many different behavioral issues. Some of the behavioral issues that they treat are um, things like um, sorry about that. They work with kids that have emotional problems, poor self-esteem, poor coping skills, lack of anger management skills, depression, anxiety, poor impulse control, self-destructive behavior, history of drug or alcohol abuse, history of poor in school performance, history of abuse or neglect, developing parent-child conflict issues, obsessive compulsive disorder, and even just a bunch more: anxiety, bipolar, ADHD, adoption issues, mild eating disorders, conduct disorders, just basically any problem that a youth struggles with. So these kids go to this school, and it's both male and female from ages 12 to 18. So if they have any of the forms of these issues, it really helps children overcome their individual issues, I think, and just like helps them find value and worth in themselves. Um, it's a clinical program, so they have psychiatrists and therapists there at the school, and it really focuses on the child. And so the child goes to the school and they're able to still speak with their families and have visits with their families and stuff, but it's actually just like a place for them to find peace and find a way out of whatever is going on in their lives, what kind of problems they're going through, I guess. So some of the tasks that I would have as a therapist for the school would be that I would perform some assessments, evaluations, screenings, intake functions and I would take intake functions to assess the presenting problems and level of care for each client. I would evaluate them. Then I would work with the child individually and implement growth goals and plans with each teenage client, parent, and their families. So not only are we working with the kids, but we're also working with the parents and their families, because it's a big thing. Like, you can't just work with a child, you also have to work with the parents so that they can develop as a family. I will prepare care and progress reports, letters, updates, just more information on the children. I will also participate in parent weekend activities through the seminars, group meetings, and individual client sessions with parents. So I feel that my job will be really focused on informing the parents, just really feeling like informing the parents and feeling out how they feel about everything and just helping them understand what's going on with their child, which is pretty crazy. It's pretty cool, actually. So some of the requirements for this is that you'd have to have a master's degree in counseling or any social science or psychological field. So I feel that like marriage and family studies is a great thing. After this, I want to go on to social work. That's kind of what I want to go into. And so social work is definitely a social science. So that's cool. I must have strong counseling and communication skills and have a desire to have experience working with high-risk adolescents and families. So obviously it's going to be a little bit of a stressor. It's going to be a little bit of a harder job, but as I work through it, I feel that it'll be something that will help me grow as an individual, not only like myself, but I'll be able to help other kids. And I think that the kids are our future generation. They're the future of our world, they're our children. They're the people that are going to be changing the world. And so I feel that if we're helping each child grow, they can have a different life and just like start off great things in our society, I guess. So I did say that it was a part-time job. It does require a little bit of experience. So some youth treatment, they say that you need to have at least 2 years of experience with that. And I have to have a license and a certification for the Utah. So it's like our Utah professional license. So what I found was the most interesting about this is that it really doesn't have that high of a starting salary. So it's $11.36 an hour, which is just kind of crazy to me because I feel like there's like nannying jobs out there that you can get for like $12 an hour, even like more than that, you know what I mean? So I just think that's really interesting that it starts at like $11.36, but you're working really with some challenging youth. But what's cool is that there's always room for growth. And so an experience salary is usually about $23,000 a year. So sounds about what I was imagining it would be. A little over $20,000 is what I imagined it to be. So just a couple fun facts about this organization is that Red Rock Canyon School has been providing psychiatric residential treatment services since 1999. And they offer treatments for teens from 12 to 18 years old who require structure and treatment beyond that is available in traditional outpatient clinics and intensive outpatient services. So it's just for any child that requires a little bit more help than what any other clinic can offer them, this is a great school for them because they can be one-on-one with teachers all the time and just be on top of it. So these are a lot of really interesting things I found about this career. I do think that it would be a really great career for myself. I think it would be challenging, but I do think that it's really interesting and that it could be something that I could work towards. I would love to get experience so that I would be able to apply for a job like this one day. Thanks.